Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com, and guess what I'm bringing back? I think I have talked about that I was bringing him back, but now it's for sure. Alright, so I was trying to look back and see when I started these originally, and I think it was like 10 years ago, and it's been a few years since I've done them, and they are my Mimeograph Monday cards. So basically, Mimeograph means copy. And you know how I like to use like my What You Make a Wednesday. Like I have a W in there with the Wednesday, or my Teach Me Tuesdays. The die shorts on the Friday, that doesn't really make any sense. So I wanted to do the same thing years ago, and I wanted it to be on the Monday. So that Sunday was kind of a relaxing day, and you could kind of look through the catalog and just copy a card right out of the catalog. So, but copy doesn't start with an M. So I looked up in my thesaurus back then. I don't even know if there was Google, but there might have been. And a word that started with M was mimeograph. So remember in school, and they would bring you your schoolwork, and the paper was kind of cold, and it smelled so good. That was like from a mimeograph machine. And that was before they had photocopiers. And I think photocopiers were different because they heated the paper, I think, to set the ink. Now, that's just me thinking. It does not mean it is correct. But anyway, so I want to bring them back. Mimeograph Monday. Yay, yay. All right. So today's Mimeograph Monday is going to be this cute card. Ring your finger over. This cute card right here, using the flowering cactus set. And I live in Arizona, so I had to get this one right away. So I'll stop blabbing and we will get started. Here we go. So the flowering cactus kit is so fun. It's a product medley. So it has the stamp set and the embellishments, the paper, some twine. So it has the cute little die cut, your stamp set. You've got some fun, cute DSP, and some fun little patterns. And you even have where you can cut out, look at the fun cactuses. So you can even cut out, let me get to that, flip, flip, flip. See right here? So you can use the die to cut out this paper. But I wanted to do the card that is in the catalog. So it doesn't use, it uses the DSP, but it actually uses a stamp set. And I'm not using the twine. So I'm just going to set that away so it doesn't get in the way. So let's see, I need this, I need the stamp set, but I got the little one out that I want. So this is the card I'm going to be doing, and it uses mellow moss. It uses Mossy Meadow cardstock. So I've already done the cute little spiky things, whatever they're called, spikes. You're also going to need some Whisper White, some Calypso Coral, and there's the little piece of DSP I need. And then the circle that I need came from the layering circle dies. So you'll also need that. Now that's if you do the card like the catalog. You can do however you want. But I want to do my Mimeograph Mondays again because they are so fun. So I've already got my Mossy Meadow cardstock ready to go. Like I said, I already cut that ready to go. So these are the pieces I'm going to be using. And so this is for the greeting, this is for the greeting, this is for the cactus. All right, so this is the piece I'm going to be using to do my cactus. So I know I'm going to need this little guy right here. So I'll grab him. And I do want to put some grid paper down because I am going to be using the ink. Let me stick that so I can see it. It blends right in with my table. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to use our ink pads. Now it's called for, let me scoot a little bit. It called for Calypso Coral. And I played around a little bit. And Mossy Meadow. That, I have like, you can't see it, but I have this rod, right? Like right there, that's kind of in the way, you can't see it. But what it does is it holds up the weight of the camera. So it's kind of in the middle of my workstation. Okay, so here we are. We've got our little, all ready to go. So we have our little photopolymer cactus. But what I found was the easiest to get the ink on it was I put some refill in the lid and I built it up on the stamp from there. If I got the ink off the actual ink pad, like from here, I wasn't getting as much ink. So I just was using the refill. So I put a little refill in, then I take my little sponge dauber and I just came over and I grabbed a little bit of my Pear Pizzazz and then I'm putting it on the stamp. So I've got my Pear Pizzazz on there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Mossy Meadow. So just kind of work it on to here to get, you want to take a little bit off. So that gets a little bit darker around the edge. And then the same thing, oh, my chair's arms are squeaking against I'm sitting where I can't take the arms off this chair. All right, so this is the Calypso Coral. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just kind of getting some ink on there, but I don't want it to be too potent. And then I'm just coming over and I'm adding it to the stamp. All right. Now, bring your little piece of Whisper White. Now you're going to breathe on it. They say huff. People don't like necessarily to use the word huff, but you're just breathing your hot breath on it. And your stamp doesn't necessarily care if you brushed your teeth in the morning. All right. But what that does is that your hot breath kind of loosens up the ink, gives it a little bit of moisture. And then you get this beautiful, so look how cool that is, right? Very, very cool. All right, so let me close my Pear Pizzazz. I'm done with Pear Pizzazz. I do want Mossy Meadow, so I will leave him out. And I'm going to close my Calypso Coral because I'm done with that one too. All right, so now we have our gorgeous little cactus. And then I'm going to take my baby embossing. I don't think you've seen me use this little girl. All right, so this is the Baby Boss. And she fits perfect for this stamp. So you have, I got some ink on her already. All right, I'm going to turn it this way. My, whatchamacallit, my frozen shoulder is acting up. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I did to it. Usually I can tell when I do stuff, but this time it just started acting up. All right, so I'm going to put my little cactus on there and stick her on here. Now, of course, I'm not getting as good of a, if you don't have the camera and all the lights and stuff, you can see better. So hopefully I'm even. All right. So give her a crank through your little mini boss. Now, everybody can get these now. Your little tiny one, as well as the big one. So, but we have so many stamp sets in the catalog. As I clear my throat, let me see if I can find one quick in here. Da, 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 da. Did they do it in here? They did it in the big one. See, I always think of something later to show you. All right, let me show you the big one. Hold on a minute. All right, when you're looking at the dies, it will say mini. So see right here, it says mini. So then you know it goes in the mini machine. So there are so many, you know, that have the mini. So anyway, okay. So back to the card. All right, so let's get this little guy out. And see, I was off a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that because then it looks more like a highlight. So let's get the card done. So we have also our circle, and I'm going to take my crumb cake blends and the balmy blue blends. So what you want to do is you want to put your cactus, and I just kind of look at the catalog as I was doing it, but you could be however you want. But so I just kind of put this on here. So that tells me where I want my ground to be. So I want my ground to be here. So I'm just going to draw a straight line. And this is just the light crumb cake. And you don't have to be particular with it. Okay. And then we hope it's not going through my desk. All right, because I'm using just regular paper instead of Whisper White that I usually use underneath when I use the blends. And then this is the light balmy for the sky. So I'm doing the same thing. Now this, I wanted it to be a little streaky because it kind of reminded me of where clouds would kind of be, like so I didn't do it totally perfect. And then I took my dark and I did the same thing. I just lightly put kind of some streaks, because what it does is it just gives you the look of how the sky would be, you know, with some clouds and things like that. And then you want your dark one. So bring your little cactus back. Bring your little cactus back. And you're going to see, you're going to want to, this is the dark. So I'm just kind of marking my thing. So the dark would be right around here. All right. So it looks like a splotchy mess right now, but don't worry about it. All right. So let's let that dry. And I want to bring a little piece of Whisper White for my greeting. And then the greeting, I'm just doing just like the catalog, and it just happy looks good on you. Isn't that a cute little saying? All right, and I'm just using the Mossy Meadow, so happy looks good on you. Now I'm gonna close the pad. You know me, my arm will be in it. Half the time I get my fingers in it, just closing it. Okay, so then I wanna cut my greeting out, and I'm just using scissors. Let me get it off the big paper first, and then I can be a little more intricate. All right, so it goes like this, and it goes like this in the catalog. And then I'm just going straight. Now we don't have these big scissors anymore. You can use your paper snips, but these are my paper only. And I kind of like having that long blade. It allows me to cut a little straighter. All right, then I want to put some adhesive. You can use whatever adhesive you have. I'm still using up old adhesive. All right, then I have a piece, a big old piece, you don't need this big, of the Calypso. So again, I'm doing the same thing as a catalog. So this goes above it. And then I'm just going to repeat my angle. And I'm going to cut a big piece because this one goes to the edge of the card. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Let's bring all this over and start to assemble our cute little card. All right, so here we have our DSP. And that just goes along here. And these might not be the exact sizes, but it's close enough.
All right, so then this is going to go on here, and I'm going to use glue dots just to give it a little bit of height. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Where's my catalog? All right, so there we have this here. I'll bring my catalog back over here so I can look at it. All right, so this is why I left this long, because this goes all the way to the end. All right, so let's put our little cute cactus on there. And I want to put the cactus on with dimensionals because I want her to be stuck out more than the circle. And when you use the dimensionals, the way the light hits the card when you're setting it up like on a mantle or something, it will actually give you like a natural shadow line just because it's popped off the card. And I used the baby ones. Get off there. Okay, so now that goes here where the little shadow was. Then we're going to put our greeting down here, and I'm going to use the glue dots. Again, just to give it a little bit of a lift. And so that went down here. So mine is a little different, but it's close enough. All right, so that goes there, and then trim off the overhang. And then you cannot not forget about the cute little felt. So there's these adorable little felt pieces, and they're very hard to tell what is what. So I have a little tray here. This is the one I use. It's one of these. Remember I showed you the other day? So what I was doing while I was making the cards, I was ripping these out. They just pop out because it's a lot easier to see once they're out. Because what I was thinking was the right one wasn't. So this is the one that goes with there. And then there's a itty bitty little tiny one right here. So you have purple ones and you have the Calypso ones. So they're so cute. And let me trim that little bit of a stitch off of this one. And they just go on with glue dots. So I'm going to stick that one on with the glue dot and then put this little one with the glue dot as well. Get my scissors. Oh, my arm. I can barely lift it. All right. So let me put my this one on first. So she goes up there. And then this one goes here. So look how cute. So it's not too much different. I have stuff everywhere. So it looks pretty close to the one in the catalog. Like I said, I was a little off here only because I wasn't able to look right down while I was doing the die cutting. But hey, that's fine by me. So I think it's adorable. So what do you think? So if there are any cards you want to see me do in the Mimeograph Monday, please let me know, okay? And I'll do my best. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.